Welcome to Woman After 30 YouTube channel, and thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the dark side, where cookies are always made of chocolate and chocolate is plentiful. And more than that. Here's what it's all about. We're not all born with just one personality, even our horoscope proves it, and many of us have been falling more and more in love with the dark things in life over the years. Maybe it's just a need for fantasy, or perhaps we're just polarized creatures who need something a little off the menu A and a little off the menu B. Diversity is the spice of life, and we must consider that many of these spices are strange, writes your tango. Can a tendency to dark thinking stem from a zodiac sign? Oh yes. And while every sign is capable of every kind of thinking and behaving, we strive to act following our sign, whether we are aware of it or not. I am an extremely dark person. Someone once said that my aura was black and sounded so offensive, but I was still in tune with it. And so, if we could rank the zodiac signs according to their dark inclinations, who would give a rating? And who could be spared darkness? After all, they say it's fun to laugh at sinners, more than to cry for the saints, but again, that's just what my dark side says. Let's look at the zodiac signs list with the darkest mind, from the darkest to the darkest. 12. Cancer. Your sign is associated with staying home, and that's the kind of personality you have. Cancer is basically afraid of the dark. It is guided by the moon, but the moonlight reflects the sun. It has no light of its own. Cancer wants freedom of light and a complete absence of darkness. 11. Leo. Like Aries, Leo simply cannot live where the spotlight is off. They do not tolerate supporting roles in life. He loves light, life, approval, and recognition. You will never see a single lion dressed in black with ghosts and goblins. 10. Aries. Aries tries to be dark but always realizes that he can achieve much more with a more relaxed and cheerful attitude. Aries is associated with war because of its ruler, the planet Mars. So the joke here is that Aries loves light but doesn't dismiss the idea of a massive, bloody battle. 9. Pisces. The dark side of Pisces is manifested in her role as a victim, and in how much you can pity her at all times. They are not particularly imaginative in terms of dark thoughts. Still, they are masters when it comes to putting themselves in the spotlight. 8. Gemini. Not everyone wants to share their dark thoughts, but Gemini will indulge and show his mood openly. His darkness is in his attitude, and sometimes he can't control his anger. Gemini is not a deeply gloomy person, but they are changeable moods and irritable, and their attitudes are contagious. 7. Aquarius. Aquarius secretly judges you. He is jealous, and that jealousy emphasizes his dark side. They're competitive, but they're also passive-aggressive, and even though his mind is capable of many dark and creepy things, you'll never know it because he doesn't want you to notice it. His darkness lives in his condemnation. 6. Virgo. Virgo is an analyst by nature, and can use that ability to understand things and ruin her life. Its darkness comes in a form that cannot be predicted to end. If something bothers her, she becomes ruthless. And while this can be an outstanding trait, its darkness again usually manifests itself as self-destructive behavior. 5. Scorpio. Always gloomy, Scorpio is also a solo player, and likes to set up his world so that he can predict things, like a trap. When Scorpio wants something and becomes obsessed with it, it's usually a dark thing, and usually involves his favorite person. Their darkness refers to ego and victory. 4. Taurus. The personality of Taurus takes darkness to another level. They are not dark dreamers, after all, they are real people who turn self-pity into a very dark place. Their grumpy attitude is a fashion statement, and most of all, they are amused by thoughts of suicide. 3. Capricorn. Your sign is a goat, so it's hard not to associate it with something devilish. The truth is, Capricorn is a person who has very pronounced dark inclinations. Vampire and monster parties. Your large number of guests will consist of playful Capricorns, moving in the shadows, playing the role of their heart. 2. Libra. The only darker thing than Libra is a room full of people in the sign of Sagittarius, and Libra would enter that room with joy and a killer smile. Libra is passionate, She loves the hustle and bustle caused by the fear and aesthetics of mythical monsters. She is creative and kind and hides her darkness very well, making her one of the zodiac signs with the darkest mind. 1. Sagittarius. Suppose you put several people in the sign of Sagittarius together in a room. In that case, they will not only agree but will eventually find a common interest in some dark topic. Sagittarius is the greatest idealist of the zodiac. Still, perhaps because their rule begins during the winter, they have a natural penchant for cold and dark things. If you think you have creepy thoughts, Sagittarius probably had that thought when he was 3 years old. If you like our content, be sure to like and subscribe, and never miss new Woman After 30, love and astrology videos.